Good day and welcome to Coffee and Connections with the Chief. Just by way of introduction, my name is Stu Chase and I served in the Wolfeboro Police Department from 2005 to 2017, and I'm back after a 6.5-year hiatus with the Carroll County Sheriff's Department, where I worked at the court complex in Ossipee. So it's great to be here and to talk with you folks about a few initiatives we have and some upcoming events and so forth. I'd like to start out with welcoming summer to our area. As you might guess, it's our busiest time of year. So we have an ordinance we talk about annually at this time, and that's the summer parking downtown. You will note that there's 2-hour parking from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. And the purpose of this ordinance is to provide available parking spaces for both visitors and residents. If you are in the habit of all-day parking downtown, please be advised that you will be subject to a violation notice, and we will be vigorously enforcing that ordinance this summer. And that's for the benefit of all, for visitors, for guests, for residents, for shop owners, and just in general, we need to have available space. So with that in mind, we're going to encourage everyone to avail themselves of the parking at the Glendon Street lot, or to use the shuttle service from the Kingswood Regional High School campus to the downtown area. And very briefly on that, on Mondays and Tuesdays, which are considered non-peak hours, the service runs from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. on Wednesday through Saturday, which are considered peak hours. You can ride from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And if you're pre-purchasing tickets for the Mount Washington, for a nominal fee, you may buy a trolley ticket that will bring you from the high school campus to the town docks. Please avail yourself of these services. As I noted, we are going to be enforcing that 2-hour regulation. Under personnel items, I have a couple things to inform you folks of. Corporal Eric LaRochelle will become our second school resource officer at the high school. This campus has upwards of 2,000 people daily, and in 2023, the need to protect our children is certainly heightened. We congratulate Eric on this new chapter in his career. 3 officers were sworn in last week by our town clerk, Pat Waterman, in the Great Hall. Mr. Francis McGee will attend the full-time police academy on July 30th in Concord. Billy Inn, a graduate of the Federal Training Center in Glencoe, Georgia, will attend the law package in the next academy class. After successful completion of New Hampshire Police Standards and Training, these officers will join the patrol rotation, bringing us back to full strength. Full strength. Something we haven't seen for a while. Amanda Johnson, a supervisor with New Hampshire Parole Board, will be attending the part-time academy, and we wish all of these young people every success in the future. The Public Safety Building renovation will kick off around the week after Labor Day this year. That's going to be an extensive project, and we look forward to the completion of that to better serve our public and to give adequate space to both police and fire. Thank you. Captain, did you have something you wanted to mention?
Just with the parking, what we'll talk about is what we're going to have down there for operations. We'll have a lot of foot patrols. We're going to have the mountain bike down there this year, every day, 7 days a week. That's the plan as we move forward for this summer operations. Remember, it's just not 2-hour parking. There's a whole bunch of other town ordinances that are down there, depending on how you park.
Good point.
Just make sure you're in a parking space. That's a big factor. We do see that a lot. Vehicles are not even closely in a spot. You will get a parking ticket for that. Registrations, inspections. We're still seeing this out there on the roads. If you park on town property.
Expired.
Expired. If you park on town property that you have an expired inspection or registration, you'll get a parking ticket for that too. So let's catch up on all those little things.
Items.
Yeah, really, housekeeping, yeah. Those little items that will eventually become a bigger problem later as you drive the roadways.
How about people with boats, Captain? I think they can park at the Glendon Street lot. There's
Yeah, so
slots
that,
there designated for
you
extended.
you have some trailer parking at the Glendon Street parking lot. Now, if you're island parking with your trailers, you do that at Popwellen. They have a parking spots in their dirt parking lot. If you pull right in, you go to the right, you'll see all the trailers out there. That's where those are. If you're going to stay, keep the trailer there for a good amount of time,
Maybe
other
for
than the day.
folks like that are at Mast Landing and
Yes.
things like that.
Yeah.
Or going out to Wentworth.
Yeah, and you have trailer parking at Mast Landing. It's tricky. It's not that big, but you also can use the parking lot that the town owns next to Seabird and the flower shop. You can use that parking area,
to
and then you
know.
can hop on to the Bridge Falls path and just walk right down to Mast Landing.
Great.
So those are good areas to do it. I know once the summer does come, Glendon Street parking lot becomes very filled. Try not to park on the grass area. We are pretty lenient on that stuff due to the fact of there is limited parking in this town. So we try to work with...
Gets a lot of play.
Yeah,
too.
so we try to work with everybody, and we understand, and there's activities down there, there's tennis, pickleball, a lot of things going on, so the town's busy during the summer months, so just be careful and where you're parking and keep everything up to date on your vehicle.
Very
So,
good.
yeah.
And you mentioned pickleball. It's something I'm going to take up one of these days. But, I was at a selectmen meeting the other night, and the matter of using the appropriate courts was announced.
Yep.
This is more for Parks and Recreation, but here we are. Apparently, it was 56 people last week waiting to use the pickleball courts on a Sunday. There are designated courts, so we ask those who enjoy that sport to make sure that the tennis players are on the right courts and the pickleball players are on the right courts. It's kind of a nice problem to have in our town.
Yeah, it is.
We compare ourselves to others.
So
So thank you for that.
other things I can go on is for our operation with the police is that we have these highway safety grants that we talk about all the time. The DUI grants, pedestrian grants, which I think is great for us because it gets extra patrols in the downtown area for the 2-hour parking, for vehicles not parked in spaces. All those things are going to be looked at, and it just keeps, hopefully, the traffic and the pedestrian traffic on the crosswalks. We know that. We see it all the time. A lot of people don't use that crosswalks. There's about 6 of them, and they happen to just miss them sometimes and go a different route.
Often.
So we'll try to get our goal is to be down there, visible, and to see our uniformed officers down there walking the beat or on the mountain bikes. We also have speed details grants. We have, distractive driving grants, which I emphasize all the time is the cell phone. We see when we're operating a lot, everyone's looking down, their hands are moving. I get it. Nothing is more important than the actual visual operation of when you're driving. Everything else can wait. Pull over to the side, answer that text or that phone call, but or use depending on your vehicle, use the Bluetooth and go that way, voice to talk. Most vehicles do have that now. I get it, if you have an older vehicle, it's not going to have those functions. But try your best, pull over. It can save a life, really.
Right. And some neighboring states may not have the same
Yep.
rules and regulations on use of hands-free devices. So if you're coming from another state, and if the general laws allow you to talk or not text, just please be advised that's not the case in this state.
Yeah.
No
So-
use of electronic devices unless they're hands-free.
And what I have seen in the Facebook social media that's out there is we are working with the constructions vehicles that are downtown. We're trying to keep them moving along. We understand they're trying to do a job and get a job done. They need their tools and everything, but they still have to follow the laws and the rules of the town ordinance with the town of Wolfeboro. So we are working with them. We're trying to get them off-site. We're trying to get them moved along. We're doing our best with that stuff. We do hear you. We do see it on the community page, and we're trying our best to get down there and keep them moving along. So we understand. We're working with the foreman with all those projects that are down there.
One other thing we'll see downtown and at Dockside is the State Police Marine Patrol boat, Captain.
Yeah, I think that's a great addition for us. So think about this as operations, and we get a call to the islands. And the town of Wolfeboro has a pretty good amount of islands that are in our jurisdiction that we have to cover. And we don't have a police boat, maybe someday, but we don't have a police boat. So
not within the next year anyway.
Yeah. So we have to use the fireboats. They actually usually take us out there to a call, but we have to be careful because first of all, we're taking fire personnel away from the town.
The duty crew specifically.
Yeah,
right?
duty crew.
Yeah.
They're not equipped like us to go to possibly domestic that's on an island, that does happen, or another incident that we have to go check on. So we don't like to put ourselves, our friends, in danger. And having a Marine Patrol out there who's equipped in same academy, same everything, certifications, they have the same gear, they can help us with the call. So they'll be able to take us out to those calls when they're available in our town or in the Wolfeboro Bay area. They can come and pick us up and send us out there. So this is a great addition, and I mean for our operation to help us to get out to the islands.
Right, and it's a great, as you said, it's a great visible presence as well. And if you go through the downtown area, especially on the weekends, you'll notice that the three deep trying to wait for available boat parking spaces. So it's a very crowded area, and we appreciate the fact that Captain Davies got his crew coming in here from Marine Patrol, a division of the New Hampshire State Police. Anything else, Captain?
So I can talk about with the police, as he mentioned, we have those 3 individuals that are coming on board. That's going to get us a full staff, but remember, it does take a little time, as we've talked before in the past. The academy is 16 weeks. Even with the law package, they have to finish that all the classes within that academy. So and then they walk and get the certification. They can't be alone until they get that piece of paper, the certification that we all have. And then they can be on by themselves. So we might have some 2-man cars that you see out there. But at that time...
For the field training portion of the education.
So we're hoping to do one of them who does the law package the same time as he's in the academy is to get the field training done. That would be ideal. So once he gets the certification, it might be a couple more weeks, and then he'll be ready, and then we'll actually be doing this 2 at the same time. But then you're talking another 8 to 12 weeks with Mr. McGee once he gets his certification and finishes the academy. So you're looking at 16 weeks, and then 8 to 12 weeks, and then we really, on paper, we're full staff. But it takes a little while for the training to catch up and
so theoretically, from onset of the academy class till graduation and then field training, it could be half a year before someone is available to be on their own.
So yeah, other than that, the police department's doing well. Wolfeboro Central Dispatch, as we always mention, we're always looking for part-time help. You can send resumes or contact Supervisor Mia Lyons. She takes care of all that stuff, and her email address is on our website or Facebook. You can always get there. You can send that off, and she'll respond to you there. Now, if you have anything, one more thing with the police side, if you have anything for services or birthday parties or something that we can attend with you, which comes in pretty frequently. There are a lot of functions out there.
Doing one tomorrow evening, as a matter of fact, I believe.
Yes, for a birthday party. We're actually going to be in attendance. That's our plan.
Singing is optional.
But I think our last one, we did Safety Day down at the Glendon Street parking lot. We had a little table out there. We sized some helmets that we did from a grant and got some helmets to a lot of little riders, children that are out there. So Officer Peasley did a wonderful job there sizing the helmets up and getting the right fit for all those kids out there. So we do that a lot, and if you need anything like that, Sergeant Sparrow would be your contact person for that.
And we're always interested in outreach.
Yes.
It's one of the responsibilities, duties, and joys that we have in this job, which is multifaceted, as everyone knows.
And if you need the radar trailer, Sergeant Bulio takes care of that right now, and he's our operational sergeant. And right now you do see a lot of radar, the stationary one, and then the radar trailer right now is on South Main Street. We're getting a lot of complaints of speeds there, so this is a warning. Be careful. You're going to see a lot of cruisers out in that general area. You're going to see it on North Main Street. You're going to see it on Center Street, and then some other little side roads that we do get complaints out there. So watch your speeds. I get it. The summer's here. The windows come down as long as it's not raining, as it's been for the last month and a half.
A lot of windows up lately.
But we understand once the warm weather comes, the speeds do go up, so be careful out there.
Thank you, Captain.
Yeah.
Is that it for today?
I think that's all we got.
Thank you, folks. And we'll look forward to seeing you next month on Coffee with Connections with the Chief. Hey, good morning. This is Wolfeboro Police Chief Stu Chase with the Public Safety Tip of the Month. Here we are in July. And guess what happens in July? Everybody buys fireworks. And you'll see them being offered for sale in a lot of different locations, including local grocery stores. And sometimes you'll note that they may have a little item attached to them about using fireworks. Well, what's not mentioned is that in most cities and towns, especially in this area, fireworks are prohibited. There are town ordinances which specifically say that they are not to be used in our community. Fireworks are under the auspices of the fire department and the fire marshal's office, and to have a display such as the ones you'll see privately out on Wolfeboro Bay, those all to come under the direction of permitted and licensed firearms experts. So some of them have EOD experience from prior days, but they're all licensed through the state of New Hampshire. So the tip of the day is, if you buy fireworks, don't expect to be able to shoot them off anywhere in Wolfeboro. Enjoy the 4th of July in a safe way, please. Thank you.